Family distance. What causes this? This is today's message. Family distance. What causes this? Some people who for years have been close to family members as well as family friends, they start to notice a distance, and it hurts because they like to go back to those times when things were once close and fun and everybody got along. But as our lifestyles change and our personal belief systems change, and we realize that we don't have to stay loyal, especially to those relatives that don't mean us well, we will become distant. Some folks get along. They get along. They like each other. Everything's still peachy, right? But we can't stay on the phone with one another. We can't go to the family functions and all that other stuff because, well, I have a certain belief system and I have a certain lifestyle, and you might not agree with certain people that I'm affiliated with, or you don't like what I've gotten myself into. So why am I going to put myself in a setting where I am not welcome through and through, right? You've got people who are in families that are in same-sex relationships. So, of course, there's going to be distance because they are in same-sex relationships, and you may not agree with that sort of thing, right? And they may feel uncomfortable being around the family members because they know that there are folks in the group that are going to give them hell, okay? There are those that they have chosen a lifestyle where they are committed to their faith, okay? They might be Christian, they might be Catholic, Mormon, Jehovah's Witness. They might be Baptist or Seventh-day Adventist, or they might be a part of some other group that has nothing to do with the one true God. And so they want to practice their beliefs in an atmosphere where it's comfortable for them. Some folks don't enjoy the traditional holidays, so they have their own holidays that they celebrate. All of these things that take place in our lives will create distance, and it doesn't always have to be a bad thing, because some people are genuinely decent people. They're not trying to play mental games. They're not trying to break folks down. They don't have any hidden agendas. They're not about the toxic stuff. But we've got different beliefs. We've got different lifestyles. I'm in a different place. And so, no, I don't want to have the same old conversations from way back when. I don't want to be around the same folks who I know haven't changed. I don't want to be around individuals that are causing me some grief, or some individuals who aren't causing me grief. It's just that they might ask me a bunch of questions about this, that, and the other, and I really don't want to answer all the questions. You've got people that's in interracial relationships, okay? And they know that their family members don't agree with a certain ethnicity. Now, why am I going to bring somebody who I am in love with around a bunch of family members who don't agree with my particular partner? Okay. And, oh, so there you go, dating this person, and they're not like us. Okay. Do you really think that I want to deal with that type of negativity? Okay. Some people may not have even realized that they've got a lot of stuff going on with them until you challenge them on their personal beliefs. So I'm going to show up and I say, for instance, that, well, I'm a vegan, which I'm not. But let's just say that I decide that that's what I'm going to be. And I start becoming that. Okay. Well, there's going to be some family members that's going to say, oh, what's up with that? Why are you eating all those vegetables? I mean, woo, you're so skinny. Ooh, look at you. You see, nobody wants to be around all of that, right? So there's distance that takes place. How about siblings who we don't see eye to eye? We don't share common interests. You got some folks who's workaholics. You got other people who's not workaholics. They're lazy. You got some folks who are employees and other people who are entrepreneurs. So when it comes to work, there's going to be some differences. There might be some haters, right? There might be some people that don't necessarily like the fact that, oh, you don't have a regular job. I mean, you could be able to save a lot of your issues, your financial problems, if you would just get a regular job. You see, who wants to be around that sort of thing? Critical folks, judgmental folks, folks that don't have much of a conversation. There are those people who may have been at one time very close, used to talk a lot, but then over time, they don't have too much of anything to say. They're very guarded. They're worried about, oh, this might get back, or you might say something to offend me, and I don't want to feel a certain kind of way. Okay, you know what? I don't feel comfortable around folks who don't have too much to say. You see? So distance happens in all sorts of ways with all sorts of people. And what we do when this sort of thing takes place is we don't grieve this. Really, we don't. We don't grieve this like we do a death. The enemy would like that to happen because, see, you're so focused on what people are doing or not doing to you that you're not drawing near to the Lord. Instead, we just accept, right? There's a difference between grieving and accepting. Grieving is, I am just hurt. I'm so upset with this thing. I mean, this is just really bringing me down. But then acceptance is, okay, this is how people are going to be, whether right or wrong. It is what it is. I just accept who they are. If I see her once a year, if I see her every other year, if I see her 5 years from now, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. You see? But we got so many people in this world that are control freaks. They're power hungry. They're busybodies. They're gossips. They're liars. So yes, it does. People's lifestyle choices and so forth, it bothers them. We've got a lot of racist, bigoted types of people. And I have a audio coming up on veiled racism. And so when this sort of thing takes place, we're not going to be allowing that to take up our time, our energy, our spirit. We've got to draw near to the Lord and just give all of our grievances over to him about how people are. And God may even tell us, well, you got some lifestyle choices that they don't agree with either. It's just that they're not so die hard about those things like you are. Maybe you need to start humbling yourself and get off of that self-righteous trip. God has a way of doing that too, humbling us. So accept the fact that these people exist. It does not mean that you've got to go along with their lifestyle. It doesn't mean that you have to open up your doors to people. Okay. But you will be challenged and you will find yourself at times rethinking some things. Okay. And that might even increase your love for other people and your understanding too. Sometimes God allows these things to happen because he wants us to come up out of that box. Some folks grew up in boxes, and so therefore they have a limited view on the world and the people in it. Well, thank you so much as always for taking time out of your busy schedule to listen. You've been listening to YouTube NM Enterprise 7. To God be the glory. Please do check the description box for anything that might be of interest. Feel free to subscribe, and we do welcome donations.